microphone on, they could hear me. Oh no, they can hear me right now? My goodness, these are some hot headphones. But the music is up real high. I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Gary. I have the headphones on, remember? You have to talk into the microphone and then I could hear you. No, you turned it off. Stop turning my microphones off.
Nope.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, chat. I love you.
We doing it. We doing it, boys. How goes it? Friends, family, friends, patrons. How does it go? What it do?
How are thine?
Alexa, make the living room red. It's time for judgment. Hello, Doug. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Evil bones, exactly. Oh, Calico walked in the background. That's pure evil right there. Sorry for being a little late. Ursula slept in.
Shut up! I did.
Judge me harshly. Ursula's gonna be doing most of the judging. I read AZ's. I skimmed over yours, Doug, but the text is just too small for my baby eyes. But Ursula will go over it. I need to put that in the descriptions on Critique. That I need it text. I need the rich text file so I can do text to speech. But Ursula's got you. She's smart. She gave me a little wink. So I'm gonna start by judging AZ super harsh, and then Ursula's gonna take it away, and we're all gonna have a great day. Right. Judge AZ. Okay, AZ, time to judge. It's good, I liked it. It's good. I liked it. I'm clicking on it right now. Trying to remember. I actually read it twice. But somehow I feel like I don't remember it as well, despite this. Where are you guys? I lost the chat. Found you. Okay. Okay. I found you. It's all going well. Hi, Rylan. So I... Snake. Turning into a snake. I'm hissing. Pretty dialogue heavy one. They're kind of all dialogue heavy. Yeah, well that is scripts, isn't it? They tend to be quite dialogue heavy. No, I liked it. I repeat myself. They have very good chemistry, and I like the further developing of the plot and the relationships therein. I like them getting close together. Yeah, in the bar was very cute and fun. I like them getting to know each other. That's always cool. Um, I like the conflict with Jay showing up. Um, having fun getting to know Jay. I'm excited to develop him even more in Draft 3. That's good. I didn't find the Des came off as abusive. Um, like I don't think that's the best way to solve a conflict, but it felt what did it feel? It felt like a reasonable-ish, not reasonable, but like non-abusive reaction. I think it was just because like it started with Jay putting hands on someone. I thought it might be a little harsh. That so I wasn't sure. Yeah, I don't think it was overly okay. Like it might have been like a bit harsh or whatever, but I don't think it was like completely into the realm of like unjustifiable. Like if Des reacts that way, then I want to be justified. Yeah, yeah. It feels justifiable because like it feels like it makes sense for like someone who's not really abusive to do that, because it was like it started with Jay trying to put hands on Gil, and he was already being goaded on like emotionally, so I don't think it's like that far of a stretch what happened. Because yeah, he was getting like emotionally goaded, and then Jay initiated physical contacts. Yeah, not that I would make it okay if he was abusive, but yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. It wouldn't make it okay. I just don't think it's abusive. I think it's just like that's what natural. It feels like a natural reaction, not a justifiable reaction, but like it felt natural and like a normal thing that like someone who's otherwise like not abusive would do, especially when you're like all drunk and heightened heightened like parrots when they bite you, you know. We all saw it coming. Um, and then they end all cute. Oh my god, it's Tuesday. Hello, Tuesday. Long time no see. I love Ursula shouting in the distance. Are you looking over your the things you gotta do? Very good. Um, yeah. And then they're getting more coupley, which is cute, and I like that they are um like earlier on, the discussion between like Des and Gil is really good. I like them kind of opening up into like a relationship where they're gonna like change each other for the better kind of thing. I'm excited. I've been reading it tons, so I'm like 5 chapters ahead of this one, so it's hard to remember what happened. But I'm glad the cute factor is most important. Yes. Yeah, it is very cute. Um, if you have any other questions, go for it. Otherwise, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. You're good. I want the dialogue on this scene. I didn't want it to go on too long, but I think it works. I think it worked. It was good dialogue. It didn't drag or anything. Oh, like bien sir. Um, my text to speech was like bean sir, and I love that. Bean sir. All right, I'll let Ursula have the floor then. Ursula, the floor is all yours. We really do need like a in between kind of screen that we can put on
Yeah.
so that I can like switch over without it being on. Oh my god. Chaos. Oh, do you want a slug?
Sure.
Want to help you think?
Take a
Have
slug. Yeah.
Oh, you could try the dragon. I've never had the dragon. She can have a giant dragon.
I'll take the dragon.
She's a shark. It's cool.
Oh. This is strange.
It's thin. Been doing a lot more studio mode.
Gotcha.
The liquefy tool is the best sim.
This is so ominous in the red.
Hi guys, it's Judgment Day. Why, do you want it to be a different color? Less judgmental?
Slightly less judgmental.
Alexa, make the living room green. There. Ominous, witchy, creepy, but a little less judgmental. You feeling it?
Yeah. What happened to my screen? Why are you messing with my screen, boy?
Cause I'm stupid.
Mitcher?
Cause I'm stupid.
Mitcher man?
Matica, don't look at me like that.
Ah.
It looks like water.
Whoa. You're silly. You're a silly fella. Hello, all. How we all doing?
No, do not. Don't do it, buddy.
Lear?
Lear, do not jump on Fado.
Don't do it.
Cat drama. Here.
It's always cat drama.
Hi, buddy.
Goodness.
Come up here.
There. Need to be
Don't
centered.
jump on Matica either.
Very off to the side.
Don't jump on dog.
Okay.
Jumping on dogs is
Doing
bad.
good. Pretty darned great. Good. Good, good, good. I hath arrived. Hello.
I know Doug is here.
Doug is here?
Yeah.
Alright. Pigment is also here. Who would like to go first?
Oh, he's purring.
Oh, there's Pigment. He's a good kitty.
I'm sorry, I'm all in the background and stuff.
Gosh, Bones. Gosh.
You need your nails trimmed, buddy. I know you don't want them. Naka, why are you crying?
Do, 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 do. Like to go first? Okay. Sounds good. How about... Alright, Pigment, we could look at your stuff first, and then we'll go to Doug. And then if anyone else shows up, we'll do that. Okay, I'll start with your first one. So I have the color version. I appreciate you making a monochrome version because there's some bloody wounds in the picture. Okay. Okay, so this is Crozelia, a god for my upcoming D&D campaign. General vibes, any advice you may have with her design. Last is another D&D character. Okay. Vibes. I have a theme happening, yes. Oh, hi, Lear. Come here, buddy.
She's like attacking you.
Do you need a friend? You can be my little stim. Yeah. Hi, buddy. How's it going? Yeah, I see there's a hyena theme appearing. Which we love. Okay, so if she is a god, be a baby, yes.
A pigeon links.
A pigeon lynx, yes.
Wings.
Yes.
Links.
Speak into the mic, sir.
Wings.
Wings? Pigeon wings?
I thought you said links.
What did you say?
Wings.
Yeah, I heard pigeon lynx.
Why would I say pigeon lynx?
I don't know. I thought you were saying like the hyena's
I
like a
even said
lynx.
this before. Okay, you know what? I don't even need.
Yeah, get out of here, mister. This is me and Lear. It's our turn. It's our turn to speak. Right. So, hyena. Let's go. Pigeon wings. Let's go. Okay. So if she is a god. No, stay with me, sir. Please. You can get comfy. Oh no. Where you going? Do you need better support on your little bum? Meter. Very eldritch nature. Yes. Definitely getting that vibe. I'm assuming because she's holding like a moon, like a little glowy moon magic thing. She's the moon goddess or a night goddess, something like that. Very I can't think of the right word. But like the vibe I'm getting is like a god of like death and war or something like that.
Don't do that.
Miku.
She attacked my foot.
Rude.
She backed it with her little paw.
So rude. I also feel like, I don't know, I think it's because you've got some like kind of swallowtail vibes going on with the wings and with like the lacing and stuff on her clothing. It feels kind of like transitionary, if that makes sense. Death is the main theme. She has other themes encompassing her character. Yeah. Oh, where you going there? No! He's gone. I lost my little guy. R.I.P. Yeah, it feels very... Yeah, it feels like death, maybe some decay, like transitions, like transition to like the underworld or the death realm or whatever it would be. I get that vibe. Because LesBean is in the campaign, I don't want to spoil too much. Okay. The other thing is like, there's some very like kind of mystical, cool, creepy stuff to her. Like she looks a little unhinged. I think it's just like the hyena face. And obviously there's like bloody wounds and stuff. But she also has this kind of like friendly, approachable vibe. And I think it's because of the color, which is very like kind of bright and like very... Like, it just feels very welcoming. I don't know. There's just something about, like, the chat can't see it because I'm looking at the color version, but, like, you have some very, like, springy greens in the outfit. There's, like, a very nice, like, teal on the wings. It just feels very, like, almost joyful with the green, and then, kind of comforting with the teal. And even like the yellow highlights, because the moon is yellow, there's some yellow highlights throughout the outfit and brought into the green and stuff. It feels very... It just feels very bright. Despite there being like wounds and some kind of creepiness to the design as well. I don't know if that's intentional, because it gives her like a more friendly vibe. She's the party's main ally at the start. Okay, interesting. I think that can work then. Yeah. campaign starts with the party being unalived through various manners. Oh no. Okay, and then the god comes in and maybe starts them on their quest kind of thing. Okay. Okay, design-wise, I think everything works very well. There's some good echoes through the shapes, like with the wings and the little kind of like butterfly swallowtail little dips at the bottom. Echoes through the outfit. There's lots of little kind of wing shapes within like the gauntlets, through like the ruffles on the little bits of the shirt, even through like the curls in her hair. Kind of mimics like the shapes of the wings. Yeah, shape-wise, it feels very cohesive. I also love the pose. It's very cool. It's very intricate. It has a lot of movement. It's very dynamic. I think color-wise, there's a little bit of clutter in the center of the character, and I think it's just because you've added so much shadow on the underside of the wings. I think if you lighten that up, it would ease the problem, because I find there's just so much going on in the center of the design, where you know, you've got the arms overlapping, you've got a lot of detail on the costume, you've got the magic little flare happening. There's also a bunch of detail in the wings surrounding the torso. It just feels very cluttered, and I think if you upped the contrast here and there, it would help. So for example, like her fur and arms is very mid-tone, and then the gauntlets are a bit darker, and then you have kind of like the bright pop from the magic, right? I realized that last minute when I made it black and white, the contrast is rough. Fair, fair. It is helpful to turn things black and white, but it's something I always forget when I'm working, so don't you worry. Yeah, or I think just playing around with the contrast would really help. Because like design-wise, everything feels very distinct. It's not like I'm worried about the different elements. Like, if they overlap, they're hard to tell apart kind of thing. I think it's just a color contrast issue. Where I think some places could be really brightened up. But yeah, but I like how the outside of the wing is very dark. It kind of pulls to like the different dark highlights on like the legs and the arms and her hair. I think there's a nice kind of like play where you follow around the contrast. Yeah, I just think some parts need to be brightened. Yeah, did you have any other questions about that character? That's all good? Okay, so I'll go to the next one. So this is another D&D character, Laura. The party just met her last session. She has some valuable info and a general critique and vibes. So I get, like, mysterious fighter. Yeah, I'm just getting, like, mysterious vibes from her. She feels very, like, quiet and brooding is kind of the vibe I get. Like, maybe doesn't talk very much. And I'm getting, like, assassin vibes, I think. I think part of it is the snakes in the hair. I see snakes and I'm like, I don't know. Just makes me think of, like, sneakiness, I guess. Yeah, but I love the snakes. They work so well as the hair. The little, she's definitely an assassin. Yeah, I think the weapons and the outfit really make that clear as well. But I think it was a good choice with the Medusa hair. I like the color work. The mix of like the greens and the yellows and the browns all work really well. It's very cohesive. I especially love like the bright contrast of like the dark skin and then the like gold kind of smattering. It looks like freckles. Or maybe scales, because, you know, she's got some snake vibes going, right? But yeah, the high contrast there looks really, really cool. Same with like the golden eyes. And for the most part, I think the contrast is really great. I think there's a bit of trouble between the shirt and the skin, where I think the shirt either needs to be darkened or lightened. It just feels a little too close in value to the skin. They're meant to be scales. Okay. I was saying it and then I was like, oh, right. It's probably scales, isn't it? Doy. Yeah. But yeah, I think the only issue is the skin and the shirt are very close. And I think there could be more contrast between them. I love the snakes. They're so cute. I give them a little kisses on top of their head. The only other thing I notice is that the feet feel very big in comparison to the rest of the character. They're little danger noodles. Oh no, so danger. But yeah, there's good detail work throughout the whole character. I love how the yellow kind of moves into the green on the snakes. And yeah, there's lots of great detail. Keeps the movement going. Feels very cohesive. Did you have any questions on this one? Anything I missed? That's good. Thanks as always. No problem. Thank you for submitting. I appreciate it. Good luck with your work day. I hope it goes well. All right, Doug, I think you're next. You're next for Judgment Day. Okay. Hello. All right. So, you said I create unusual comics. I love. The Flying Squids of Zondor is my most peculiar. And you're looking for critique from experienced artists. Okay.
No.
Fatal, be good. Our dog is trying to bark at the neighbors. I'm not talking to you, Bones. It's okay.
You're just looking at me.
Sorry. I'm sorry. It's okay. I'm not coming for you. Don't worry. Hello. Hi, LesBean.
Ursula.
What? Oh, Vito. He's getting cuddled. Little puppy. Okay. So, right. So you said you've gotten feedback from another pro artist saying that your comic was a psychedelic trip. I can totally agree with that sentiment. Crit at any level would be cool. Okay. Right. So you're looking at the art for feedback mostly. And you want to know if the art works for the type of story that it is. So, for one, the writing is very funny. I was having a lot of fun reading through it. It reminds me a lot of oh my god, what is his name? I should know his name. He wrote Homestuck. It reminds me a lot of the writing from Homestuck and the creator of that, who I should know it. But yeah, but it's very, very silly, very, I can't think of the word. Yeah, I totally agree with the sentiment that it's very psychedelic and strange. But yeah, but very funny and pretty easy to follow along despite the kind of out there concept. And I love the asides. The asides are really fun. Over the top. Yeah, totally. So I would say I think the artwork is really interesting and it suits the tone. It's really cool how you've got this mix of like this more hand inked look versus you have use of like 3D images and photography for like the squids. There's like the conjoined babies. Yeah, it's all very unique. I think there was also some panels that looked 3D to me, like they'd been made. I'll try to find them. I think it was this one where the two lovers are talking, where the models almost look like 3D that's been drawn on top of. It's very interesting. It's very unique. Yeah. I have fun when I create. Good. I think it really works. I think stylistically it really works. The one thing I would say, so I think what you do really well artwork wise is it, despite not having like strictly, like panels, if that makes sense, like your artwork seems to really, with the exception of a few maybe like scene changes, there isn't really use of panels, so it flows all together. Like you can still follow the sequence of like, you know, I can follow the speech bubbles and captions. I can follow like the action, and through reading, I have a decent understanding of like what's going on, despite there not being like bordered boxes for panels. I'm bad at panels. See, the thing is, like, you've got good flow to your comic. It's easy to follow. I think, like, I don't think you need them for this project, just because I think it works stylistically, but I think if you were creating like another project and you wanted to use panels, I think you could make it flow pretty well, because you've got a very good a good idea of how to make things flow together. The way I've had panels described, it was from a workshop with Ty Templeton. He said that gutters, so the space between panels, is where the action happens. So within each panel, it's like a snapshot in time, and then time goes on in the gutter, and then the next panel you get another snapshot. So I think if you treat it like that, which you already are, you're just not putting boxes around the little snapshots in time, I think you could still make it work. But yeah, but you have a good sense of kind of like back and forth, this kind of zigzag between the different panels and like captions and pieces of dialogue. It's easy to follow like eye lines and different shapes to the next kind of place to look on the page. So yeah, you've got a really good handle on that. The expressions are great. I tried to use panels on page 30. It was a disaster. Let me see. On 30. I mean, it is difficult with this because it is very out there. I'm giving that page away free. See, I think that's a fun way to use panels where you have them overlapping, because the way I'd say you're currently using panels is that you have panel borders created despite not drawing them in, if that makes sense. Like you could put a box around like each of these faces. You could put a box around like the is it the midshipman? I can't remember who's who. But you could draw panels around all these and it would work. I think using the panel the way you did here is funny. Because, yeah, you've created a panel around her thinking here, and then there's a new panel of the character pulling out a gun. Where I think another way to do it is to have this first panel of her thinking, and then a second panel where it pulls out and it's maybe like the same panel. And then we pull out, we see the character with the gun. But I don't think there's anything wrong with overlapping them this way. The one thing I will say that I think there were times where I found it difficult to understand who was speaking. I think your dialogue, it lends itself a lot to the characters like saying each other's names. And it doesn't feel like super cluttered, just because of like kind of the absurdity of like what they're saying. I like that you're giggling. It's funny. Right, but I think it's still a little bit difficult to tell who is speaking all the time. Where the page I'm looking at is difficult because it's mostly one character speaking, but right. So this page here, page 12, if it wasn't for the captions, I would have no idea that these are different characters speaking. Just because there's no kind of establishing panel that shows that there's a third character in the room from what we've seen, because we've only seen oh gosh, what is her name? Commandrix? The Commandrix? And the and the scientist, and then the midshipman appears. Commandrix Dendron, that's it. Right, where we established the scientist and the Commandrix, but we didn't establish the midshipman being in the room. Again, because this is such like an out there concept, you might not necessarily need to have like establishing panels. You kind of have one because you showed the interdimensional like spaceship stuff happening here, and then understandably we're looking at the characters, but we're still missing that establishment of like where these characters are in the room speaking. Yeah, so I think again, maybe in other projects you have your establishing shot where you say like, here's what the room looks like, here's where everyone is in the room, and then they can speak and go back and forth. You could use tail bubbles bubble tails, speech bubble tails pointing at the character to show who's speaking. You seem to use proximity, so if it's close to the character they're speaking, which can work. I think maybe you might need a bit more differentiation, like maybe different characters can have different speech bubbles or or styles to like their text or font or something, just to make it a bit easier to differentiate. Yeah. I think that was it. Cause yeah, flow's good. Stylistically, everything's really cool. I think it's just paneling maybe needs a bit more like, how would you say it? Like definition, I guess. And then maybe speech bubbles can be cleaned up a little bit. I like the font idea. Yeah, that can be really fun. Typically, you're supposed to like the, you know, obviously you can bend the rules, but typically with comics you'll have your standard kind of text where everyone speaks. Then maybe you might have a different style for like thought bubbles or captions, but you can totally differentiate it per character. Like we in our comics have used different text for say like monster or god characters, where they'll have different text and it kind of behaves and kind of breaks the typical speech bubbles that our human characters use. But you can totally have different characters have different colored fonts, different types of fonts, different shaped speech bubbles to show like differentiation of character. Like, yeah, you can do it any way you want. The font I use is from my handwriting? Really? Oh, it looks so nice. I just assumed it was like pulled from a font. That's so cool. Awesome. Did you have any other questions? Is there anything I didn't cover? No thanks? Awesome. Well, thank you for submitting. Who would like to go next? I know you got the spirit of it. Okay, cool. I was worried. I was reading and I was like, I'm not going to be able to repeat back what's happening. I can't on the best of times. And then this is so like complex. Had some good suggestions? Awesome. I'm glad. Who would like to go next? Because I know BedSquatter is here. Oh, Bean, you want to go? Okay. No problem, Doug. Thank you for submitting. Bean! Let's go! Okay. Right. So you said you didn't do as much drawing as you'd like. Okay, so you're looking... We got some character designs that you're looking for feedback on. Okay. So, I'm getting astronaut. I'm getting game controller. I'm getting mushrooms. Alien? Possibly. Yes. All the vibes. Okay. Cool. But she is human? Okay. Wasn't sure. Is this these little mushroom looking bits that are coming off the side? Are they mushrooms or are they just like parts of the suit? Like, I don't know, holding... Those are mushrooms. Okay. I thought so. Okay, okay. Is this an Among Us character? Okay, she's a tabletop character. The reason I say Among Us is just because the little gap between the leggies. is very mungus. I gots to know. Mungus. Okay. But yeah, but the design is very, very cool. I'm getting very like cyberpunk, punky, like deep space, maybe horror, maybe fantasy. I don't know. What is cool? You didn't take inspiration from it though? Okay. That's totally fair. I think I'm just pulling at straws here. But yeah, very, very cool. The color palette is very interesting. I like how you've got the like teal green. She's intended for I can't speak. Intended for cyberpunk. Hell yes. I get that vibe through like the very neon teal. It feels very cyberpunky. That aesthetic. Right, the color, the way it plays off each other is really interesting. I like how you've got the very bright kind of green teal. You've got the little bright reds for highlights, and then the main body of the suit is this very like toned down red. It really makes the teal pop, and it works really well with the red. Obviously, they're contrasting colors. That works together really well. And yeah, makes the colors pop well. I think there could be a bit more contrast through like the body of the suit. There's good contrast between like the little color highlights. There's also good contrast kind of around the face with the little, you know, backpack tech part on the back of the suit. There's good contrast there. I love the little glowy highlights. I think, especially for the bottom half of the character, there could be more contrast. It could be like adding in some dark like stripes, maybe some like zippers or pockets, or like the palette of the suit itself, kind of. Yeah, like the main body of the suit, I feel like just needs a bit more detail. Maybe it's not contrast, but detail work, especially through the bottom half. Just because it feels a little plain, especially compared to like all the nice detail work on the chest with the mushrooms all around the face, like I was saying. Yeah, I just like to see a bit more on the bottom of the character to kind of even out the design. I feel like you've got a good mix of shape work where you've got this kind of a mix of like circles and more kind of rectangular bits. I think that works well. Yeah, I think it just needs more detail through the body of the suit. Did you have any questions? Was there anything you wanted answered or covered with the character? This time it was intentional. You got it. You got it. Even you were doing it intuitively before. Not particularly? Okay, awesome. Well, it looks great. Very cute character. I'm very curious about the mushrooms. Because when I'm like, there's mushrooms happening in sci-fi stories, I'm like, there's some bad alien fungus happening. That we gotta worry about, you know? You know? Oh my god, I love him. I love him. No notes. You're not far off. Okay. Who is this cutie? I'm getting... Okay. I don't know if this is intentional. It looks like Luigi from Super Mario's in a suit of armor, and I'm living for it. It's little knight Luigi. It's Medieval Mario. Yes, I love it so much. I think I'm getting Luigi just because the hair's longer. Oh my god. Okay. Little design challenge. I love it. Okay. I love the little mushroom on the belt. I think I'm getting ahead of myself. So I like how squat everything in the body is. It's very very square, like kind of rounded square shapes throughout the body, which makes sense. Feels very sturdy, very friendly. It feels very proportional. I think there's lots of nice little details throughout the different pieces, like the little shoulder plates, the gauntlets, the little, what do you call them? The little hip bits, you know? Yeah, just throughout, really good details. I think the head feels a bit, differently shaped, if that makes sense. It just feels taller than the rest. Like the suit of armor feels very wide, and then the head feels very tall. It could be because of the cap, or just the shape of the head. I would maybe widen the head a little bit so it fits with the body design. Because that might help, because I think it's like the right proportion height-wise. It just needs to be widened a little bit, if that makes sense. And if it's Mario, I think you need to get the M in there somewhere. You know? Does he have an M on him? Am I making that up? Am I dumb? So squish it? Yeah, squish it. Squishy, squishy. But I think the shapes in the face all work. Because again, like it's kind of round but kind of square. I think it works well. Is there a little feather in his cap? If there is, I like it. On his hat, thank you. Okay. I was like, is there an M? Am I crazy? Am I thinking of Maximum Tomatoes? Yeah. But yeah, I think shape-wise everything's good. Just the head would need to be shifted a little bit. I love the little flower. That's really cute. Is that the fire flower? We all love curve too. Yes, let's go. Hello, welcome. This is so cute. I love it. Did you have any questions about this one? Was there anything you wanted me to cover that I have not already? Not particularly? Awesome. Well, thank you for submitting. Oh, hell yeah. Alright. BedSquatter / Blanket Goblin. I thought I saw you here. Are you here still? Have you arrived? Have a great one. Thank you. You too. Everyone here is so sweet. You're all so nice. How the heck? I'm in love with medieval Mario. Alright. Blanket Goblin / BedSquatter. I think you're here. I think maybe. I love watching 5 ads before watching you stream. Oh, I'm sorry, Eddie. That sucks. We try not to put ads during the stream, but yeah, they do appear before. YouTube is vicious. Hi, what are you doing? I am judging our Patreon supporters. I'm telling them very judgmental things about their personalities. No, their artwork and writing sometimes. And if you would like to have your artwork critiqued, I'm contractually obligated to plug our Patreon. There should be a link down below. You can sign up. You get access to our Patreon Discord stuff, and you can submit your artwork or writing for a monthly critique. There you go. Also, I'm also contractually obligated to ask you all to like the stream. I also like the scream. if you could, that would do us a big favor. Thank you. Okay. Plugging content over. Okay. Blanket Gremlin. Was I calling you Blanket Goblin? I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, so looking for general critique on the characters and their designs. And advice for the characters. Advice for design inside characters. I'm trying to find a medium where it's comfortable to draw but still show variety, since the two support characters are similar design-wise. Okay, so there's three characters. There's Isha and Ollie. And then the last one is Corey. Okay. Wi-Fi is wonky? Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. And I can always answer them later in the Discord if your Wi-Fi is having trouble. Okay, so these are the supporting characters. So we have Isha and Ollie. Okay, so Isha is the barista at the cafe. She's a bit of a mediator and a counselor. She doesn't like being left out, provides job opportunities. And we have Ollie, who recently started high school. A free-range child, oh no. Does not like to be looked at and has back issues. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. So if I'm remembering, the story was following different characters, kind of dealing with like their big fears and kind of overcoming their flaws, and it's a bit episodic. I can't remember exactly how it was described, but it felt like different stories that kind of all come together in the same universe kind of thing. Okay, so these are background characters who maybe don't have like a huge arc or not following them as main characters. Right. So you want to make sure their designs are unique, but maybe don't, but still kind of blend in with the background. Is that what you were thinking? So I know the main characters from last time, they had very distinctive like color profiles. Like Taki was very like red and orange and bright. There was the grumpy guy who worked at like the bookshop or the occult shop, who was very like gray and I think it was like gray and bluish. And then you had the plant soft boy who was very like green. And then you have these background characters who are very blue. And Isha's a bit more bright, and then Ollie's a bit more subdued color-wise. Let me look at your notes again. Advice on character design and side characters. Trying to find a medium where it's comfortable to draw and still show variety. Since these characters are similar design-wise. It's a story with a bunch of characters from different genres mashed together in one world. That's it. That's right. Right. Is Ollie related to the grumpy guy? Because they feel, just looking at them in the little, like, bottom comic you have here, they look very similar and their color palettes feel very similar. Are they like brothers? Because I'm getting a bit more... Like, I can see their designs maybe feeling a bit similar as compared to, like, Isha and Ollie, where they feel a bit more differentiated. Like, they do still have, like, their main color is very similar. And I guess some of their shapes are very similar. Like, their hair is very kind of fluffy and flowy. There's this kind of square element throughout their outfits, where like Isha's wearing like a very rectangular apron, rectangular shapes through the shirt. Same with like the, I think it's shorts she's wearing. Hi, thank you. I got a kiss. They're not related? Okay. Right, but yeah, so she has lots of rectangles throughout her outfit design. And then same with Ollie, where we've got like a very kind of like squared off hood. We've got the pocket, very squared off shapes in like the clothing. There's a little bit more, like there's some kind of triangle shapes throughout, a little bit more than in Isha. But I think they could be pushed a little bit if there are supposed to be more triangle shapes, because I can see it in like the little front bit of the hood. Same with like the shape on the pocket. They have similar personalities. Okay, interesting. I think what makes them feel so similar is the hairstyle, where the other character, he does have the little like tied back bit on his bangs, which differentiates him. But the hair shape is so similar to Ollie, where it's this kind of like mid-length dark hair that's kind of fluffy. I'm wondering if there's something you could bring to Ollie to differentiate it a little bit. Another option is maybe making your other character like the hair a bit more straight, a little less fluffy, if that makes sense, and then maybe fluffing up Ollie's a little bit. Possibly changing the length on Ollie. I'm not really sure. I think it just needs some kind of shape to differentiate it a little bit more. So I know a bit about their personalities because of like the little notes you have here, but I'll try and do like a vibe check. So Isha feels very, yeah, she seems kind of gentle, but maybe more serious, like maybe a bit of a mom. I mean, based on being like the unofficial counselor kind of thing, like being, kind of taking care of everyone, but still being very like serious and like put together. And that works too for a side character, because your side characters tend to be a little bit further along in their story arc. where your main characters, they change a lot through the story, right? They should start as one. I mean, depending on the type of story, obviously, not every story is a character story, but a main character, typically, they start one way and then they're completely changed by the end of the story, where a side character or a supporting character tends to be, like, at the end of their arc. Usually they've learned kind of a similar lesson to, like, a main character, and kind of they can offer guidance that way. Or they can change and have maybe, like, a more simplified arc. Like, their arc can be fixed within, like, I don't know, a chapter or an episode or something, or a couple episodes, whereas, like, your main characters have longer arcs. Though, there are stories like, I don't know, your main characters... I'm sorry, I'm making this way overcomplicated. Because there are stories where your side characters change a lot, but your main characters don't change, and they kind of help guide the support characters, if that makes sense. Like a Mario game, if that makes sense. Like Mario Odyssey, where the story isn't... I mean, the story is kind of about Mario, but it's mostly about his hat. Whatever his name was, I forget. And then same with Mario Sunshine, where his water spout is, like, the main character. Isha is a foil to Henri, and Ollie is one for Taki. So there's some overlap in the personalities. Oh, interesting. Okay. I see. So Isha is maybe that more kind of, like, gentle side for Henri, and then Ollie is more subdued for Taki, who's very, like, exuberant. Okay, that's interesting. I like it. There's no actual main character, just the main focus character. Okay, gotcha. So they can all go through arcs. Gotcha. It's like an ensemble kind of thing, right? And each one gets, like, a focus at different points. Right. So then Ollie, personality, like, vibe check wise, yeah, he feels very quiet, very subdued. I feel like...
I'm going out.
Okay. Have fun. Love you, boo.
What?
I love you.
Oh.
He feels very... Okay, I feel like if he was at a party, he would be in the corner, like, on his phone, not talking to anyone, you know? Like, it feels kind of, like, quiet and moody kind of thing. But, like, I feel like he's really quiet, and then when he speaks up, it's, like, a dry little comment. But, like, he's secretly very, like, sweet and insecure kind of thing, you know? Because he is young, because he just started high school. So he's baby, you know? Okay, so then I'll read what you wrote. So Isha is a source of exposition for Taki, telling her about the town, places she can stay, etc., giving her errands for money, and then delivers information about the occult store going into bankruptcy, indirectly leading to almost everything that happens in the story. Okay. With the cafe she runs becoming a regular hangout for the main cast. Oh, cute! Okay, and then Ollie's character I'm using to provide world building in the story by the way of his living situation, the school projects he has, one of which got him involved with the main character, asking for their help and becoming their first client and ally. Oh, cute! I like that. Okay. No, that's really fun. That's really fun. Because, yeah, Isha can be that kind of, like, that kind of, like, guide exposition character, and then Ollie can kind of direct the characters to, like, interact with the world. If that makes sense. Yeah. He looks up from his laptop to silently judge. Yes, that is the vibe. He's, like, silently judging you. But, like, you know, inside he's really insecure because he's 14. Yeah. Cute. Did you have any questions about these two? Was there anything I like missed or stuff you wanted like clarification on for these two before I go on to the last character? I love the little comic at the bottom, by the way. It's really cute. I really like the interaction between Taki and Henri. That's just a vibe I love. I love the exuberant character and then the grumpy character. That's my favorite. I feel like Isha gives the vibe where she'll be like struggling and having trouble and people will try to help her and she's like, no, I've got this. Don't worry about me. And then Ollie, you try to talk to him and he's like, they're like, oh, are you okay? And he's like, do not speak to me. I'm fine. And then he's dying inside. That's all for them? Okay, awesome. So the next one you said there's some body horror, but I think it's okay to show. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so this is Corey, who becomes a part of the main cast later. Based on kid characters in horror and supernatural themed coming of age stories. Alright, so this is Corey. Okay, troubled kid seeking companionship ended up as a beacon that attracts the spirits of vengeful animals. Oh no! Corey, no! Okay. So, I love the vibe of the character. He seems really cute. Yeah, he gives this very kind of like shy, quiet vibe, but like wants friends, like seeking companionship. Like he looks like he's like, hey, do you want to be my friend? But like maybe has been like bullied his whole life and is like, I don't think anyone will be my friend, but I'm gonna try. Yeah. So my question is he supposed to be a younger character? Is he like a teenage character? Because design-wise, I like how he's got like the hair in his face. It feels very shy. He baby. Oh. The hair in the face feels very shy. The way that it's grown out, it gives this feeling of like kind of hiding or maybe feeling like a little bit neglected, if that makes sense. Like maybe he's like always on his own. I mean, not that having long hair means that you're not getting your hair cut or whatever, but it just feels very shy. It feels very like he's a little older than Ollie. Okay. Okay, so still teenager, but a little older. Okay. And then same with the big sweater, like hiding in that, like that just feels like my teen years, like hiding in big clothes. Yeah, where it gets this very shy feeling to it. Yeah, and I like how kind of like he's got this very loose clothing. I like the color palette where it's this very kind of like ruddy red as the main color. Where it's nice. Like it's a very warm kind of inviting color, but it's also more subdued. As compared to like Taki, who's like very bright. He's very naive since he doesn't leave home a lot. Okay. He baby. Okay. Yeah, I do kind of get that vibe where like he feels like a kid who hasn't like explored very much. Like he wears very like comfortable clothes. He's not like out there showing off. Feels very much kind of like hiding, but like curious, you know? I think that's the vibe I get. So, if I look at the bigger design. Right. So then right. So he gets possessed by vengeful animals and kind of transforms into them. That's really interesting. Right, so he goes from being this little sweetie to then being more vicious when he's possessed. Okay. Oh, does he have like bulky clothes to cover up when he's like taking on animal features? That's cute. His appearance coincides with the attraction of injured animals. Oh, boy. Cutie. He's so cute. He's a baby. Okay, what does it say? An incident before his proper appearance in the story caused him to attract dying and injured animals? Oh, while repulsing everything else. Oh no. His body changed by animals attracted to his presence, attaching onto him after death. Process he is conscious of, especially being a twist on his desires. Corey's stuck in a narrative he's unaware of, with interference from other characters in the story making his situation better or worse than it would be if he was left alone. He's a guinea pig. He's a guinea pig formed to explore someone stuck mid-transformation when their body is broken and reconstructed. Huh. I'm not sure what that means. Is he having this, like, forced upon him by someone? I will say for the design, I like the... He goes from being kind of like... Not unkempt, but like... I can't think of the word, but you know, like wearing oversized clothes, his hair is kind of shaggy, but he's still very soft in his appearance. And then when he transforms into the more kind of monstrous stuff, I like how it goes a bit more, like more sharp and kind of, more messy. He's a guinea pig. Okay. Oh, he's my guinea pig. Sorry, I misread that. Gotcha. Okay, to kind of explore that theme of the story. Okay. Gotcha. I was searching the notes. I was like, where does it say guinea pig? In my head, I was writing a story about how he was originally a guinea pig and then turned into a human. But that's not it at all. I'm making things up. Okay, so yeah, but I like how kind of like sharp and messy and kind of needle-like everything goes when he's transformed with the animal spirit. I think it's a good contrast to like how he is normally, which is very fluffy, very soft. Yeah. The green, I'm not sure if it's just because of like the animal he's transforming into in this point, but using the green to really contrast the kind of reddish brown throughout his design, I think works really well. It shows like a high contrast to like who he is normally when he's being possessed. He gets this contrast. It feels very different. I think that's an interesting idea you can maybe play with. I'm not sure if it when he transforms to like say like a cat spirit takes him over or something, like is that different than if a snake spirit takes him over kind of thing. But either way, yeah, it's really cool. Did you have any questions about him? Anything I haven't covered? Anything I've missed? He's in constant pain since his body is being broken and reconstructed, especially since the process has stopped from being completed. Aw, poor baby. Get that boy some Tylenol. Boopy boopy. But yeah, I know you're having some internet troubles. But let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I will jump to the next one. So the last people we have Tori and Kuroe. Are either of you here? I'm here? Awesome. Okay, Tori. Let's go. All right. So, please critique Joran and Aloric's designs. Just like last time, I'm mostly wondering whether the shapes are working and what you'd guess about their personalities. It's mostly a grayscale comic, so it usually won't be in color, but there are some scenes that will be. Oh, okay, so it's the... Oh, that's neat. The story's grayscale, except when there's magic, and then there's color. I wonder if the features clear to tell what animal they came from. Oh, let me see. That's my question. Is it a mix of different animals, or is it one animal at a time? That's what I was wondering, because I saw this and it felt like there were scales coming on the skin, and then like claws and teeth and stuff. It felt very like lizard-like coming on. And the stance was kind of frog-like. But I wasn't sure if it's like a bunch of animals or one animal. Does that make sense? It's supposed to be a mix of different animals that are all trying to make his body comfortable. Oh, interesting. Okay. I wonder if there's some different... It might help, like, within context of the story to kind of show different things appearing. Because to me, it feels very reptilian overall. I wonder if there's some different features you could add to differentiate some of the different animals. Because, like, I know there's a tail, there's, like, he's got claws, there's some scales coming on, there's fangs. His nose feels like a little bit kind of changed and elongated. Mostly reptiles and amphibians, like the bulge on his neck from a frog, and the nails from cats and dogs. Okay. I wonder if there's a way you can differentiate it a little bit, like for the cat and dog nails, like maybe adding some fur onto the hands the way you've added some scales for like the reptiles. Because, yeah, I think I was mostly getting reptile and amphibian more than, like, mammals. So, yeah, I think it depends on which way you want to go with it. It's hard when you're doing a mix, like, unless you get really specific onto, like, each piece, like, his face turns into, like, a frog face, and his legs turn into, like, dog legs, and he gets cat ears or something, like, you know, whatever. I think unless you go really far into them, people are gonna assume it's one thing, if that makes sense. But yeah, it really depends on how far you want to push it. And if it's different things kind of vying for his body. I did think of whiskers on the chin. Yeah, that could work. Yeah, but you could have different kind of transformations like throughout the story. Like sometimes he's maybe more reptilian and sometimes he's more kind of mammal. I don't know. Something to play around with. But I think it'll be ambiguous unless you push the features really far, if that makes sense. I'm worried since he's not going to get the full transformation, the features... Hi, Kuroe. That's okay. And we relate too. I'm worried since he's not going to get a full transformation and the features are permanent. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so it's not going to shift around, but it's not going to go full transformation. I mean, a lot of it could be cleared up through dialogue in the story. The animal features are more prominent when he's more intense or nervous. Okay, gotcha. There could be explanation. Like, you could have characters just explain, like, there's multiple animals kind of, like, vying for possession. And, like, look, he has scales of a snake and, you know, the neck of a frog and, like, but paws of, like, a dog kind of thing. Like, that could be a way to draw attention to it. Yeah, you could try a few different designs. Like, try one where, like, you maybe push the more kind of, like, mammalian features and one where you push, like, the reptile features kind of thing. And maybe you can mix and match that way. Because his transformation... Sorry, I said that word. His transformation is very unique. Because, you know, you might have, like, your typical thing like a werewolf or a... You know, turning into just, like, a one animal. Where I think it's a little easier to... you could just draw that transformation and people there's kind of already ideas in the public that people can draw on. But if you're doing something unique like this where it's multiple animals, it's very unique to your story, I think there will be like exposition that's needed within the story. Spirits of the animals are meant to show their exercise from him. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Corey's body is permanently stuck in a stunted state when the spirits are appeased and banished. Oh, okay, so they get... Okay, so they're exorcised from his body and then the feature stays? So say there's like a certain exorcist exorcise the spirit from him. Oh, okay. So say like a snake is exorcised from him and the snake gave him scales, and then when it's exorcised, the scales stay? Is that what you're saying? Okay, a certain exorcist exorcised the spirit from him, which left Corey stuck in his current state. Okay. Yeah, that's really interesting. Okay, so it's not like a constantly shifting thing. It's like he went through this, he was exercised, and now he's stuck in this way that appears like when he's anxious and emotional. Is that what you're saying? So like when he's calm, he looks like his normal human self, and then he is anxious, for example, and the more animal form comes out. Starts out looking normal before he slowly gains the animal traits. Okay. Interesting. Okay, but then he gets stuck like that. Okay. Was there another like design question for it? Because I think I understand like the magic more and how it affects like his appearance. But was there like a part of it like you wanted to show through the design, or like a part that was missing, or like, I don't know, am I being dumb and just like missing something you're asking? I'm not sure. No, that's it? Okay. Awesome. Hopefully I was helpful. I feel like I wasn't very helpful on this one. But hopefully you got some good ideas. Awesome. Well, thank you for submitting. All right, Tori. Right. So you had... Okay, so Jordan and Aloric. Right, the comic is sometimes in color, but not always. Okay. Just including the 3 characters on the left in case it's helpful to see how Joran and Aloric look in the lineup. Okay, awesome. Okay. Soul. Okay. Vibe check. Joran feels very... She feels like really... She feels really put together. Like, the vibe I'm getting is like that really like fashionable pretty girl. Like that stereotype where you might, you know, you might see her and be like, oh, she's a jerk because she's all pretty and cool and everyone likes her. But like, I feel like Joran specifically is like really put together and cool, but like really nice. She doesn't give like mean girl vibes. She gives really sweet girl vibes. She feels almost like mom friend. I don't know if I'm imagining it, but she looks a little bit older than the other characters. I might just be imagining it. Like these characters feel younger than Joran and Aloric, but I might just be making that up. But yeah, Joran gives very like sweet vibes. She looks very like sweet and supportive, kind of mom friend. Yeah, I think it's like her shapes are very like flowy. There's roundness, like obviously there's some inspiration pulled from like the heart shape. But yeah, she just looks very soft. Soft friend vibes. And then for Aloric, he feels he feels, I want to say like Tuxedo Mask vibes, but not Tuxedo Mask because Tuxedo Mask is kind of like mysterious and cool, but like, and he feels more kind of like open and friendly. But yeah, but just that like the hero fella type character. I don't know. If that makes sense. Yeah, he looks like he's probably like a prince or a king based on the crown. Tuxedo Mask, amazing. The half circle vibe is very interesting because I can see it through, I love it in the shape of his cape. But I find it's a little bit absent from the rest of him. Like his face is very square. He's got some little triangle points like throughout like the little belts and straps on his shirt. His gloves are very pointed. His boots are very pointed. Which I guess kind of plays off the kind of gem shape on his chest. But I think there maybe needs to be a bit more roundness pulled in if you're going to go with the half circle as his shape. It just feels like it's very much missing from his face and some like other clothing elements, but I love it in the cloak. Like I love how it's kind of asymmetrical, follows the half circle shape. I love the little half circles in the way it drapes on his shoulders. Like that's awesome. I love that. I'd love to see more of it. Now color-wise, Joran fits together really, really well. I love how it's all this very like kind of cool purpley, like purples and pinks. There's some nice little yellow highlights that are good contrast. Everything pulls together really well. There's good contrast throughout her whole design. I love the color palette. Listen, I'm a sucker for pink and purple. They're my fave. But yeah, just she's very like soft and round. Like you can see it through the hips, through the little lace bits. I like how there's some of that triangular through her design to show off like the bottom of the heart. You can see it a little bit in like her chin shape. I think maybe her face could be a bit more heart shaped, possibly. I'm not sure because she is like a little bit like a kind of longer character, if that makes sense. Like instead of a squatter character. Big same. I'd make every character pink and purple. Yes, same. If I could get away with it, everything pink and purple. Right. She seems like she has this kind of like flowy longness to her. I don't know how else to say it. So maybe instead of this very like kind of wide heart shape, she'd maybe be like a little bit longer, if that makes sense. Like the shape is a little bit elongated. Because all of her curves, they do feel a bit like they're very elegant. They're not that kind of like cute little round shape of like a heart. They're more kind of like elegant and flowy throughout. But I like the mix of that kind of roundness with like some of the little points from the triangles. I like her little triangle feet. It works well. I find the one element I'm not sure of, I like the little lace bits on the tops of her boots, or maybe the bottoms of her pants. This area. But it feels like that shape is missing elsewhere. I see where it's being pulled from because it's got the same flowiness as like her cape and her hair, but smaller. But I think because it's got such a small little scallop shape, I think it just hits different than like the flowiness of like the cape and the hair. I think if they were maybe like wider ruffles, if that makes sense, like similar to like the size of Seb's, like the bottom of Seb's dress, kind of like a bit more flowy and elegant instead of like little fluffy lace. I think that's the only thing that stands out. The other change you could make to it is making them more triangular instead of rounded, which would bring it together with like the rest of her outfit. And I think a bit of the purple could be brought to the top of her design because it's obviously through like the middle of the design, through the cloak. There's a bit of purple brought into the boots, but like her face is very pink. I wonder if there's some way you could bring the purple in, like maybe through the jewelry or the makeup. Yeah, just something to bring it into her face a little bit. Awesome ideas about the boots, no problem. And then for Aloric, so I love the green. And I love the pop of red for the hair. It stands out really well with the green. And the yellow is a very good, like, harmony to the green. Because it brings it into, like, the more kind of warm tones that match with, like, the hair and his skin tone. But it bridges between, like, the red and the green really well, if that makes sense. The blue, I'm not sure about. I think it works well with the green because the green's like a little bit cooler and I can see the bridge between the green and the teal or turquoisey bits on like his belt and his boots. But I think it's like contrasting too much with the yellow. I think maybe if you brought it to like a little bit more green, like maybe the kind of like leafy spring green that he has on like the gem on his chest, might help. I think they're just like a little bit too blue and it's clashing a little bit with the yellow. I think that's the only thing. Yeah, and then bringing in some of the more kind of like crescent shape as well would be really helpful for his design. But yeah, he looks cute. He looks gallant. Coloring Aloric, I was on a call with art friends and loudly complaining about how little I use green. I think the blue was an attempt to keep him connected to the rest of the characters. Oh, I can see that. Yes, because they are very blue. Where he's got the green is more warm colored. Oh, interesting. Yeah, because they have this kind of like teal and blue kind of through their designs. Huh. Wasn't sure if the blue was working, so that's great to know. Yeah, it might also help to change the yellow, because it's the yellow and the teal that are fighting. So maybe pulling the yellow to like a more green side? Possibly? Yeah, you'll have to mess around and see what works. But yeah, I understand what you mean. Where yeah, his color palette is very different from the others. Where he's a bit more kind of earthy, and they're a bit more kind of like gemstone kind of cool colors, if that makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense for the characters, but I wonder if you could bring, because Aura's colors are a little bit more, they're a little less, not earthy, but they're a bit warmer than the other character colors. I wonder if you could bring Alorix closer to Aura's colors. I'm not sure if that works story-wise. Oh, hi, Bone. He's back. I'll play with it. It's okay. His colors are different. His personality is too. Totally fair. That's the thing. It depends on what works for your characters, right? And the story. Because if you want to like align all the characters, you can have them use similar colors. If you're trying to differentiate characters, you can use very contrasting colors. So yeah, totally depends, right? Awesome. Did you have any other questions about these characters? I love the colors, by the way. They're so pretty. They're so nice and bright and cute. Yeah, see how it goes. No other questions, thank you? No problem. Thank you for submitting. All right, Kuroe. Kuroe! Okay. 3 character designs. The first 2 are from Deity Wars. They're high-ranking soldiers from hell. First is Cammy's new look. Second is Kim. First official ref. And then there's Poppy's updated look. Hello. All right. Whomst. Whomst is this? He's 78 years old. He's ripped as hell. Sumo-inspired attacks, water magic. Oh yeah, Kappa. I can see that. A Kappa creature. Oh my god. Okay. So. He's scary. Like, I know he's a Kappa, and Kappas are supposed to be scary, but he's scary. Those eyes. I'm frightened. I need the buff-old man trope. It's a good trope. Oh my god. Are you gonna do the thing where he's like wearing all this like heavy clothing and then he like rips it off and he's all like muscly and scary? They're like, oh, it's just a weak old man. We can take him. And then it's like, oh no. Oh no, no. Though I don't remember his role in the story, because I know Deity Wars, because you've submitted characters from it before, but I don't remember if he's a good guy or a bad guy. Though he's associated with hell, and I'm pretty sure the characters are fighting against the Hellions. Hell Warriors are good? Okay, I'm totally mixing it up then. Okay, he's a good guy. Okay, so the colors work really well together. Obviously you're using a mix of different greens and then some blue, a little bit of red. Right, so the main color is the green. So I like the kind of lightened green used for like his stomach and chest, and then this darker green for like the majority of his design. The brown, the reddish brown in the hair makes sense to contrast with the green. The eyes are really striking. They're a lot. I think you have the right color with the eyes. Like, they work well with the green, right? And the shade that you have is so, like, vibrant and scary. I think it's a little dark though. I might lighten it up so that they pop out even more in his face, if that makes sense. Because right now the green on his face is very dark. And then the eyes are a little bit dark. So I think if you lightened it a little bit, like keep that vibrance but lighten it a bit, I think they'll pop even more. And then the hair color, he's actually really nice, just not to look at. Oh, buddy. Listen, we love him, okay? For the hair color, okay, so I think the color choice is correct, because like I said, contrasts well with the green. I think it's just too similar in value to the green. So I think it needs to be lightened, or the main green you have for his face needs to be lightened and the hair darkened. Like, it could go either way. One needs to be darkened, one needs to be lightened. I might go with the hair change, just because, like, the green is like, it's a good green. It's a good pronounced green. Yeah, and then I like the kind of, because the teeth and then his little belt match, where they're kind of yellowy but pulled towards the green side. And then the loincloth is like a darker green, which works. Very green. Yes, exactly. Thank you. A very green. Damn, what a handsome man. Right? Let's go. I'm coming around on Cammy. Okay. So I love the definition of like the scales on him. I think that's a nice touch. I think it's intentional, because you said he's supposed to be like an older guy who's then like very buff. His head feels very skinny in comparison to his body. If that's what you're intending, totally keep it. If not, I might make his face a little bit wider, or maybe make his head a bit bigger. Just because like his head feels very small compared to his body. But yeah. Obviously, if that's what you're going for, then keep it. It made Kappa an emoji? Oh my god, that's weird. It's a very Kappa green. It was meant to be deceptive. At first he's seen his head sticking out of a river and then boom, he buff. Okay, I think it totally works then. Because he's got, yeah, little old man head and then a big body. Big buff boy. Let's go. Awesome, so I think it works. Did you have any questions about this one? That's great. Awesome. Then we got another one. Right, so this is Kim. Her official ref sheet. Okay, so she's a bit older. She's in her 70s. Old lady. Wait. Oh, wait, sorry. So this sheet, she's 30. But in the story, she's aged up to 71? Is that what I'm reading? Okay. So. Okay, so she's got special eyes. Very sensitive to light. So she wears like a blindfold or a headset kind of thing. No arm. Many leggy. Okay. And then a little tattoo. Oh, I forgot Cammy was old. They're meant to be married. Okay, okay. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. They're a little old married couple. I'm gonna cry. That's cute. I love that. Okay. It's all had to age her up. Let's. Okay. Okay, so. She's got the vibes I'm getting. There's a mix of like frog, and I think that's just the green. And then like cyborg kind of stuff, and I think that's from like the green and purple / pinky lines going through the design, where I'm getting a little cyber hacker vibe. If that makes sense. It just feels very like futuristic look to it. I think there's good contrast through the design. So like the dark clothing, like the green and pink really stand out on it. And the hair matches with the green. I think her skin and the little kind of like gray silvery metal details, embellishments, they just feel like a little bit too desaturated compared to the rest of her. I think her hair could even be brightened up a little bit, where you've got these really like bright pieces and it just makes the other bits feel so grayed out. I think they could be brightened up a bit. Alternatively, you could tone down the like neon stripes on her. I think I don't know how to describe what I'm feeling here. There's something a bit unbalanced about the design, where there's so much going on in the bottom half of the character, which makes sense. She has many leggy, and no arm. Where the bottom would be more top, or the bottom would be more like bottom heavy compared to the top half of the design. But there's just so much color and movement, and then the top half feels very like it's lacking that. It might again be because the skin and hair feel very desaturated compared to the rest. Or if that was altered, it might feel a bit different. But I think there just needs like, I don't know, something going on up here. It feels just a little unbalanced from the top and the bottom. I'm an idiot. Kim's the eye. She's Bridget. Okay. Oh, so that's Kim. This is Bridget. Okay. Sorry. My bad. But yeah. I wonder if maybe you made Bridget's hair longer. It might help balance it out a little bit. It's hard to say because I'm thinking of like other designs that I would maybe see more of, where like you have a character who's got like a big skirt. That makes like the bottom half of them more like heavier design wise, or silhouette wise. But I think in that case, yeah, you'd have elements up top that would kind of match it, even if you did have a very bottom heavy character. So yeah, I wonder if maybe it's like maybe adding some extra elements into like the top half of the character, or maybe making the hair longer, or adding like maybe not a cape, but like maybe a scarf or something. It just feels like, I think what is happening is there's a lot going on like in the face and torso, then there's like nothing in the middle of the character, and then there's a lot going on at the bottom. So I feel like if you just had some element to bridge between like the top half of the character and the bottom half, I think that's what would help. Because I keep thinking like if the hair like cascaded down, it might connect them better. Or like if she had like a scarf, or maybe like the headband she's wearing had like little tassels coming down, something like that. A more cybery blindfold with tubes. Yeah, maybe something like that. Just something to bridge the connect between like the top and bottom half. I think that's what it needs. And yeah, I think there's lots of ways you could go around doing it. Yeah. Maybe even bringing the silver in elsewhere, because she's got lots of silver on the bottom with the little sorry, the little ankle bits, and then she's got the belt, but there's no silver up top. Maybe bringing that in would help bridge it. Would help bridge the design. I mean, not help bridge it. You can make her hair longer. Yeah, play around with it. See what works for the character. I'm also wondering if you could bring in the tattoo / marking elsewhere. Because I can see it mirrored a little bit in the shape of like the ankle pieces, and then in the squareness of the blindfold. But I wonder if there's more places you could bring it, like maybe like little earrings or a necklace or something like that, just to pull it into the top half of the character more. Yeah. Think about it. Did you have any questions for Bridget? Or Kim? We love Kim. No, that's great. Awesome. Okay. Puppy! Oh my god, their leg, you tried to put them on the cover of Vogue, but their legs were too long. They are so tall and long. Okay, but you wanted to look at Poppy. Ah! Too close. Okay. So, long leggy. Let's go. Oh my god, I'm just picturing trying to walk beside them. It'd be so hard. People with long legs, when they walk, they're just like, no. And me with my little tiny leg, I'm like, ugh, trying to keep up. Okay. Time with Poppy. Little leggy. All right. So, for Poppy's design, I like the kind of color blocking with, because you've got like the kind of tan brown with the head, then you've got the little middle bit, and then you've got the boots. So I like how it creates this kind of like this little 3-part repetition through it. It contrasts well with the kind of like off-white for the pants and the shirt. One of my brothers is 6'3" and gets lapped by elderly people with sticks. He's so slow. He's the only one. Every tall person I know, they zoom. They freaking zoom. Hi, Ursula. Nice to see you. heard the magpie's coming back. Love that comment. Oh, thank you. Thank you for reading. It is. We're slowly making updates once again. Right. So I like the repetition of the tan brown. I like the dark nail polish that matches like the tips of the ears. And I like the pop of ginger for the beard. 10 out of 10. She's really cute. And I like how the kind of off-white matches the little bit on the face. The hair. The face? The hair. But I think there could be even more balance by bringing in... Because the face, there's so much detail. Please, tell her. Tell her I like her beard. It's really cute. Right. So there's so much detail going on in the face, where you've got some great harmony between like the tan and the orange and the eyes and the brown on the ears. But I find the body, like the clothing, it's missing some of that detail. So I think you could bring in like these dark patches maybe into the sleeves or the bottom of like the this part of the shirt, the kind of overshirt. You could bring it into the pants, like even follow this little like fur pattern, this kind of like soft triangle. If you brought that into maybe like the sleeves kind of thing, the bottom of the shirt, like I was saying, it doesn't even have to like match the same pattern, but maybe using like some triangles or some squares or something to kind of color block that in. I think that would really bring it together. And balance it out, because it feels very like contrasty dark on the face and then a little washed out on the body. And the orange, I think I'd have to see how the rest of it looks, because I do kind of like the orange really bringing attention to her face. I should have got a dog with more markings. You should have. You messed up. But yeah, shape-wise, looking great. I think it just needs that color to be brought throughout the design. Even if it's not true to Poppy. Did you have any questions about this design? I love the eyes, by the way. Because I love how dogs will have like the little freckles or like little color bits in their eyes. It's so cute. Matica has that. No, thank you. Okay. Awesome. So I think that covers everyone who submitted. I think. Give Poppy some drip. Yeah. Drip her out. She deserve. Well, that's it. Oh my god, Bones is so short. Short king. Okay. Well, thank you all for coming and for submitting. This was really fun. I always have a good time at these. It was Judgment Day, and you all survived. And yeah, thank you for submitting once again to everyone who did. If you yourself are watching and you're like, how do I get my stuff looked at? You can join our Patreon. It should have all the information, but it'll get you into our Patreon side of our Discord server. And we do this every month. So you can submit writing, you can submit character design, setting design, comic pages, prose, like a little short story or something, or part of a novel. Yeah, and we critique it all every month. So I'll see you guys next time. Keep an eye out for Bones' next stream. He does it at random. He shows up and he's like, we're streaming, baby. I'm like, what? Go to bed. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Mwah.